let me tell you about an organization that needs your help year-round. Jeremiah Program is breaking the cycle of poverty 2 generations at a time by empowering single moms to pursue college degrees while their children receive high-quality early education. And your gift provides critical support that makes success possible. So go on over to jeremiahprogram.org/Austin to give today and learn how you can be part of the movement to disrupt generational poverty. Again, that's jeremiahprogram.org/Austin. Today on CityCast Austin, it's the Friday News Roundup. This week is finally over, so you know we're here to talk about the big stuff happening in our city this week. We're going to bring y'all up to speed on the Austinites who are suing President Donald Trump's administration. We're going to tell you what you need to know about the winter weather we're experiencing this weekend, and we're going to talk a little bit about the mocktails you have to try before the end of dry January. It's Friday, January 23rd. I'm Nikki Devon, and this is what Austin's talking about. Hello, I am here with the producers, our dynamic duo, Alyssa Castles. What's up, Alyssa?
Hello. I love being a part of a duo.
I mean, listen, this is the new name. And our executive producer, Eva Ruth Morvek. What's up, Eva Ruth?
Burder. I feel like we should have like a little
you still want to be a part of that duo, Alyssa?
I think I'll head on out.
The backsies. She said it. We're a duo. It's happening.
That's it. It's done. No backsies. We have reached the weekend, and this week has been a doozy. Let's get into just what caught our eye. So a couple of Austin-based companies are in the news this week, though they'd probably rather not publicly talk about it. You probably heard about Trump's tariffs. I mean, we've all heard about Trump's tariffs by now, but what you might not know is that there are like 1,000 companies that have already begun suing the administration over these tariffs, including Austin's very own Kendra Scott and Yeti and like a dozen other Texas companies. Y'all, what is happening? That's what I'm talking about.
Interesting.
So, Alyssa, okay, let's get into it. You tell us what's going on.
Yeah, so across the U.S., nearly 1,000 companies have filed lawsuits in the U.S. Court of International Trade, challenging the use of the International Emergency Economic Powers Act to impose tariffs. So that act was enacted in 1977, and it allows the president to regulate international commerce by declaring national emergencies. Last year, we saw President Trump use this and sign executive orders to tariff foreign goods. He believes that these tariffs will help pay off debt and puts the U.S. in like a really nice position to trade. But the problem we've been seeing is that these tariffs, they vary widely country by country, and they seem to be shifting all the time. And it's caused a lot of uncertainty, and it's putting businesses into this like limbo of how they're going to plan for their year, like what they need to order, how much it's going to cost them.
That's hard to budget and plan and do inventory and sell things.
They've kind of had to be a little bit more conservative with projects and, all of the above. So in these lawsuits, they're arguing that Trump actually doesn't have the power to impose the tariffs with this act. They think that relies on Congress, a congressional approval vote. So the Austin American-Statesman got a hold of some of these lawsuits and analyzed them, and they found that there are a bunch of these Texas companies, and they reached out to the companies for comment, and many of them decided not to say anything or just ignored their requests for comment, which is super interesting. Why are they not talking about this is what I want to know.
It kind of feels like sometimes I feel like if people are scared to talk about the business side of their companies. And I think this is where you get that, like, this is where you get the secretiveness. Because I'd be shouting this from the rooftops.
I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? If I was one of the businesses, especially here in Austin, if I was one of the businesses that were like, yeah, so we're suing because this is how this is affecting business. This is what this looks like.
Because we can't run our lives
because
this way.
Like I would be shouting it from the rooftops, but I think sometimes, especially large businesses like Kendra Scott and Yeti, I think it's like
right.
It's like if you're somehow transparent about it, it means that you somehow lost or you're less than or I don't understand. I kind of agree with you. I don't understand why this isn't like.
Yeah, it feels like it would help the public understand because tariffs are always such a complicated issue to talk about, and to understand the impacts on small businesses or, publicly traded businesses. I feel like that would be a good thing for the public to understand. Yeah. Why are they suing? What's your stake in this?
They're already like backed up against a wall,
True.
by these tariffs and like the changing stuff. Like we're feeling it as consumers all the way down the line, when these prices fluctuate. And
definitely,
like I've seen a lot of companies kind of advertising for like, hey, these tariffs are coming or they're affecting us in this unexpected way. We're selling everything. We don't know if we're going to be able to keep making these for the same amount of money. So buy your shit now, And so, I mean, they can't do anything about it, but like, they also don't want, Kendra Scott and Yeti, those two brands, think about how wide their appeal is. I mean, they're everything from like corporate to schools to philanthropy, like political. Everybody, gifts, brands their products for their people in different ways. Like, I feel like they're very universally kind of accepted, and maybe they don't want to like rock the boat, get anybody.
Or they don't want to be political about it. But I think the thing is, if they did publicly speak about it, they could say it's not a political issue, even though it is a Trump administration thing. But like I feel like there is goodness in them coming out to be like, we don't believe in one way or the other. We just think this is bad for business, which is not a political issue.
Well, I also think that there is something I think there is something to be said about multiple businesses coming together and saying, hi, hello, we do this. This is bad. It's not working. I think there's something to that. If they would all just choose to be transparent together and just say, okay, across all these different businesses, we don't have anything to do with each other, but this is how you can see in all of these instances why this is bad across all businesses. Instead, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, so even if you don't want to do it for the people, you don't want to be altruistic about it and be like, we want you to know what's happening at the very least for your own business. If you disagree with it enough to sue, right? Like, you think it's bad enough that you're taking the time and the resources enough to sue. So the next logical step,
right?
Stand together,
yeah. But, which is probably why I don't own a business, because I don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, let's get together. It's not about...
Makes sense to me.
Let's stop this competition.
Yeah, that's great.
Very Pisces energy. You're welcome.
Let's just all buy each other's stuff.
Yeah, love that.
We'll all be equal.
Do you think any of the companies are nervous that President Trump would, like, make it really hard for them because they're like, they've publicly said something? Like, Kendra Scott has a lot at stake because she has this, like, a woman business program at UT. I wonder if she's nervous that something could happen with that, or any other...
Or just the brand gets canceled,
Or the brand gets canceled.
That's something that true. I feel like has happened, that I'm sure, because we're in this weird kind of upside down at times where, like, it doesn't really even matter what the truth is, like, why these companies, they're suing, like we've said, like, because of their livelihoods, not because they don't like the president or anything like that, but
exactly.
Like, we can't make a living this way and you're affecting our ability to do business. But in this world, does that reasoning even matter, or is it just you're suing the president and therefore
you're
anti?
If you're not completely with us, you're against us.
So interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how much room there is for, like, nuance like that these days.
That's a really good point, Eva Ruth.
Just bring the room down a notch.
Ouch.
Womp womp. But you know what?
Womp, womp,
It's-
womp.
I'm just setting us up for some anxiety that we might all feel in
Oh, joy.
this forthcoming conversation that we're going to have.
Listen.
With a very special guest.
Very special guests. Yeah. We're gonna say goodbye to Alyssa temporarily.
I'll be back.
Yes, we do have a very special guest that we figure, it's what's on everybody's mind. Anytime there's a weather event, especially since, 2021, the storm that shall not be named, right?
The Voldemort.
Right. Ever since then, it's gotten worse. But I think even before the storm, Texans do not know how to handle cold, freezing weather. So anytime there's like a chance that that's going to happen, we are like chickens with our heads cut off. We ain't got no. We're like, oh Jesus, get all the water, get the toilet paper. Like it's a mad dash because we're like, oh, it's cold. We're not coming outside. That's cute. We'll see y'all in 4 days because we don't have the infrastructure. Everybody listening that may not know this or you're new here, we don't have the infrastructure. So that's why people freak out and everything closes down.
Yeah, just go with it.
Yeah, we're supposed to get some rough weather this weekend. So we wanted to invite someone on that could just give us the honest details because there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of fear mongering. There's a lot of and it's because we traumatized from 2021. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's rightfully so. We're traumatized.
Yeah.
So to help us make sense of it all, we have our favorite and trusted weather source joining us today for a second, Avery Tomasco, meteorologist with CBS News. Avery, welcome back.
Nikki.
Woo!
Great to be with you. It seems like I'm usually here under dire circumstances, and this, I guess, qualifies.
I thought you were going to say under duress.
No, I'm here by my own free will for anyone listening at home. Here to spread the weather gospel.
Oh my God. Avery, what is going on? I'm hearing everything from snow to sleet to we're not sure to, but the thing that everybody seems very, very sure of is temperatures are dropping way, way, way down.
Yep. So that's a guarantee. It's going to get cold, especially by Sunday morning, Saturday night into Sunday morning, and then again heading into Monday morning. That level of cold is dangerous if you're exposed to it and not properly protected. It can burst your pipes if you don't protect those or have a way to keep your home warm. But it's nothing we haven't seen before. And in general, in Austin, lows in the teens. That's fairly routine as far as a winter goes, any given winter. And it's far away from the single-digit temperatures and the 5 days below freezing we had back in February of 2021. So by temperatures alone, pales in comparison to what happened in 2021. Not a repeat in any way, shape, or form. I don't expect pipes to burst, at least the water mains to burst. That was a big problem back in 2021, led to citywide water outages and shortages. This is just not going to happen that time.
Yeah. What about the ice?
Regarding precipitation, it's also going to pale in comparison. So think back to February 2021. It was the cold, yes, and then there were like 3 or 4 winter storms back to back to back. We'd never caught our breath. It kept getting worse. Everyone was stuck for days. In comparison, here we are in 2026. It's going to be a relatively short winter weather event. Not to say it isn't going to bring impacts. It will. But we're talking about anywhere from 12 to 24 hours of a freezing rain event, which is not nothing, but it's not the same that we have been through before.
I love the distinction between then and now because I said this earlier, joking just a little bit, but we are a little traumatized.
Yeah.
And I think the first time we think about ice or we hear about ice or snow, that's immediately where we go to. So I love that this is just not that.
It is just not that. And I can expand on that more. Okay, we unfortunately live in the worst timeline on planet Earth, which is the age of for-profit social media hyperbole.
Yes.
Now made worse by generative AI.
Yeah.
It's the worst of both worlds. You got people sharing fake maps made by AI. You've got people claiming that there's one guy that shared a video that has probably north of 10 million views now that I've been tagged in multiple times because people want me to weigh in on if it's going to be as bad as it is. Some guy saying the power's going to be out for a month, no travel for a couple weeks. And this guy is not a meteorologist. He's a jack of all trades and a master of none of them. He posts on politics and whatever and just said, let me make a video on this winter storm and make it seem as scary as possible.
Crazy.
So,
That's crazy.
yeah, the internet is a hellscape, and it is hard to find reliable information these days because the truth of it is that a lot of stuff you see on the internet is people posting to get as much interaction as possible because they get money for every click, like, and share.
Okay, I have a quick question about this because I did see something about like 13 inches of snow coming to Austin. And I was like, there's no way in hell. But how do you tell? How can you tell? I mean, other than just like knowing who you're following and following like one person, getting your information from only Avery, like how can you sift through the other stuff or tell when something is definitely fake, aside from like your own just bullshit filter of we're not going to get 13 inches of snow?
So the bullshit filter was going off the charts when I saw, I'm pretty sure we saw the same thing. So I call those VSMs. That's short for very scary maps. And they are identifiable by a few things. One, a picture of a map of the worst scenario possible. That's usually raw computer model data that some armchair meteorologist found on the internet, posted it on the internet, and said, look at this, 2 weeks from now, bah humbug. They don't post context. They don't tell you anything else about it other than just to say, look at this. If you see that, ignore it, pass it along. Anything, especially that is covering an event that is more than a week away, it's clickbait. There's a 9 chances out of 10 that is not going to come to fruition. You get inside of 7 days, and especially inside of 5 days before an event happens, then there's at least some relative certainty that there could be something happening. But even still, you referenced the 13 inches of snow that was someone shared for the city of Austin. That was someone that didn't even know the data they were looking at, because this has always been, from start to finish, looking like an ice event. Freezing rain and or sleet, now trending towards freezing rain. That person pulled data off of a website that does not show you the ice and instead just says, oh, that's ice. Let's make it look like snow. It's a different interpretation of data. So a little bit of ice turns into a lot of snow because of the ratios of liquid and how it is transferred to snow versus ice. So there's so much misinformation that you really got to be careful about and know what you're looking for. And most importantly, if you find a trusted source that helps you get through an event, stick around with them for the next one, because the odds are their head's in the right place. They're trying to help you and not scare you and not reap money from you.
It's really helpful for you to say that if someone is claiming to know what's happening more than a week out, then that's just not that's on the most basic level is just really, really helpful.
Nikki, we're 2 days away from this unfolding, and I still can't tell you with absolute certainty exactly how this is going to unfold. So anyone claiming, 5, 7, 10, 14 days in advance, this is going to happen. It's bollocks.
Are we fairly sure that it's going to be gone by Monday or Tuesday?
Yes.
Or warming up by Monday or Tuesday?
So we have high confidence that whatever's falling, and in this case, it'll probably be a freezing rain event this weekend. We have high confidence that it ends sometime around or just after sunrise on Sunday. Okay. What is more questionable, because of reasons I'll explain, is when exactly it starts and where does it start first, and how quickly does it spread to the rest of Central Texas and specifically Austin, right? The reason why winter weather forecasting is so challenging in Central Texas is because of situations like this, where 1 degree difference, that's all the difference it takes for a cold rain to be coming down or for ice to be piling onto trees and starting to weigh them down. So you're talking about a razor thin margin of error. And in this case, it will be razor thin. And we're probably going to be making little adjustments to the temperatures. How close are we to freezing all the way up until this event is starting? Late Friday night at the earliest, but probably Saturday morning into the afternoon. The reason why that temperature forecast is so challenging is because of the air that we have coming our way. Straight from the Arctic, it's moving its way down now, and it's coming straight to Texas. Arctic air masses have very long and illustrious history of absolutely throwing wrenches into forecasts because they tend to outpace a lot of what our computer data suggests. They're so dense, they're so shallow that they can, cut like a knife on the surface and get to places a little faster and a little stronger than even some of the best data suggests. So that's going to be the biggest uncertainty. Is this another one of those Arctic air masses that overperforms? Are we getting to freezing faster? Are we falling deeper below freezing to where, the freezing rain's happening, and maybe does it convert to sleet? Sleet, ice pellets, that's much better than freezing rain. Freezing rain sticks to everything, weighs down trees and power lines. It sticks to the roads in a layer of black ice. Sleet still gets you those travel issues, but does not stick to everything above the surface. It doesn't stick to the trees.
And they are not the same thing. I have always thought that those were the same thing. Freezing rain and sleet are two different things.
Two different things with an entire different world of impacts. Yeah, so the way the atmosphere is going to be set up this weekend, I mentioned that shallow, dense layer of Arctic air. I mean, it's only 1,000 to 2,000 feet thick, which when you're talking about the entire 30, 40,000 foot tall atmosphere, that's a very small percentage. Just above that really cold air, warmth, moisture. That's where the rain is forming. It then falls into the sub-freezing air near the surface. And in this case, because that layer of air at the surface is so shallow, the water lands as liquid and then freezes on contact into a layer of ice with everything it touches, as long as that surface is below freezing. You can get sleet if that cold air at the surface is a little thicker or perhaps a little colder, so that the water freezes before it reaches the surface into a little bead of ice. That's called sleet.
Mind-blowing.
Listen, I bet you didn't know you would have to come on here and tell me the difference between sleet and freezing rain.
We need to know some more about water and how it works.
I've been a meteorologist in Texas long enough to have this conversation with many, many people because it's relatively rare.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, so it sounds like we just need to use what we've known to be true. The typical things: strip our faucets, make sure that we keep our cabinet doors open the night of the freeze. Or is there anything else that I'm missing? Because I feel like in my little apartment, that's all I really do. I drip my faucets and I open my cabinet.
So the plumbing doesn't freeze.
In an apartment, there's not much else to do. You can only control what is in your space. The rest is on the apartment complex, right? To make sure it's all prepped. In general, for homeowners, the 4 Ps: people, pets, pipes, plants. Make sure your people are accounted for. That includes neighbors, anyone elderly that may be in your circle that is not aware or may need a little extra help to be prepared for this. Pets, got to be inside. They shouldn't be outside. It's going to be too cold for that, unless you're a husky. Pipes, wrapping exterior pipes, the spigots on the outside of the house. Most importantly, you can't wrap every single pipe, and even if you're dripping your faucets, they can still freeze. So it's important to know where your water shutoff valve is for your property and be able to operate it before you are in a panic because a pipe burst, water's coming into your laundry room, and you don't know those steps ahead of time. You're not gonna be able to figure out before you're doing damage to your home.
That's smart.
As far as the winter weather aspect of this is concerned, just don't drive if the temperature outside is less than 32 and there's something falling from the sky. Just don't do it. Stay home. Wait for the temperature to climb above freezing. And in freezing rain situations, that ice can melt pretty quickly, especially if we can get some sunshine in here on Sunday. So just stay off the roads unless you absolutely have to. If you do have to drive, stay away from elevated roadways. Surface streets, I expect, will be mostly fine through this because they're insulated by the earth. They don't drop to freezing nearly as quickly as bridges and overpasses do. So those will be the spots to avoid. Even if they are pre-treated, I think some of the rain may wash away some of that pre-treatment before temperatures drop to 32. So those will still be dicey, even with TxDOT doing everything it can.
Avery, thank you so much for taking the time to come by. I really appreciate it. We appreciate it. It's always a treat to have you on.
You're welcome. It's always under weird circumstances that I'm here. But again, I must implore everyone to stop panicking and buying everything at H-E-B. The shelves have been cleared for too long.
Well, it doesn't help when Ted Cruz leaves town. I'm just saying.
That's the scariest part about this whole forecast, I think.
Yeah.
Ted Cruz on an airplane. Nothing good has ever happened.
When that happens, we do get worried that
Alarm
it's going
bells.
to be bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he says he's coming back. So we'll see.
We'll see.
All right.
Thanks, Avery.
Avery.
Welcome. Bye. Thank y'all.
we are getting to the end of dry January. And if you're like me, like personally, when I used to do dry January, I say used to like it was that long ago, last year, when I did my damp January, this is where things got the hardest. You know what I mean? Like the end of the month where it's like, I don't know about you guys, but I do the whole, I've made it 25 days. I mean, geez, like it's no big deal. It's only 6 more days to the end of the month. I should just call it early.
That sounds very familiar.
Listen, first off, take it easy on yourself because, that's why I called mine damp January because I knew. But we're getting to that, if you're one of those people that are like serious about like doing your 31 days, you're almost there.
Good for you.
The truth is, people are drinking less. People are just drinking less in general, regardless of the month, regardless of whether it's January. We've been hearing that alcohol sales in Austin have been trending down. This is stuff we've already been hearing.
Right.
And, if you're like me, I like to be out and about. I'm not saying you have to stay at home for dry January. I'm just saying for me, it's harder to be out in these streets when I can't have a cocktail in my hand. And also, some of the businesses is just selling overpriced juice. Y'all know that is my biggest beef with the dry January is the juice mixed with juice and then charging me a bunch of money for juice.
Some of them do have like adaptogens, which are like, I don't know if I actually believe they work, but they have like little special things in them.
Listen, to your point, there are a lot of restaurants and bars in the city that take pride in their mocktails.
Yes.
They do more than just do juice. So we checked out some lists of places, like 3 different articles, one of which is in our newsletter. We put this in our newsletter. Austin has some good places for mocktails where people actually put in the effort. Because I was the one that mainly was talking about it being juice. Yes. I figured I could pick 3. I could find 3 and pick 3 to give y'all that are not just juice.
Let's hear them.
I want to hear these because I try Januaried. Can I say that? I tried January.
Oh, that's so
I tried
good.
January.
That's so good.
That's even better than damp January, I think.
And
January.
It was a challenge, but it was fun. I was glad I did it. I did have some juice, and I thought of you every time I had a mocktail because I was like, why am I paying for this juice? And Alyssa, to your point about the adaptogens or whatever, I don't know what these things are. I don't know what they mean. I don't know what I'm drinking, so I just assume it's all juice.
Yeah, I think the adaptogens are like, if you believe them, they work. And if you don't believe them...
If you adapt yourself to not drinking alcohol.
Yeah, you have to adapt yourself. Yes.
If you adapt to believing them.
Mushrooms are going to help you alleviate stress. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So vinaigrette showed up across all 3 articles.
Oh.
Yeah, and evidently they have a pretty good variety of like tinctures and non-alcoholic tonics and stuff like that. But their whole thing is that everything is made with fresh and healthy ingredients. So something I saw is called the Earth Bite. Earth Bite is a mixture of golden beet, grapefruit bitters, soda, pineapple, and lime. So it's not juice, and juice, but it's like golden beets. That's got to be pureed or I'm sure some sort of puree. That's a vegetable. You got some bitters, you got some soda. It seems like that would be something that's like, okay, I don't feel like this is super sweet and I'm drinking juice. So that's the first one.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, right? That sounds good, right?
I also love vinaigrette because of that giant tree in their courtyard. Have you guys been to it?
Here's the tree.
I've never been.
Yeah.
I've never been.
Nice.
It's so peaceful.
It's some very overpriced salads.
And they have good mocktails. The other one is the Roosevelt Room. They have a drink called Glitter and Marigold. But ain't no glitter, which pisses me off. But it's fine.
That was going to be my question.
False advertisement.
Darn.
Listen, sprinkle some glitter on there, Roosevelt Room. Anyways, so evidently their claim to fame is for their non-alcoholic beverages or their mocktails. They go all out on the presentation. It's like we're putting in all the same effort. We go light stuff on fire, whatever it is. They're doing all the same presentation. But this Glitter and Marigold, orange juice, orange flower water, pistachio extract, vanilla bean, and cream.
Wow.
So it's like you're getting a little more. There's a little bit of juice, but it's not just juice. And then lastly, Garage. And Garage is one of my favorite little places in the city. I don't know why the shtick works on me to be in a bar in a parking garage. It works on me. I like it. And their cocktails are very, very, very good. But they have something called Seed Lip Milk Punch. And it's got seed lip spice, figs, pineapple, coffee, lemon, orange, and turbinado sugar.
What? That's fancy.
Wow.
That's very fancy.
All of that to say,
That's a lot of ingredients.
There's a lot of ingredients. That sounds like a lot of time being put into something. So if you are still on your dry January journey, those might be some places for you to check out. And of course, check out our newsletter for some other options.
That's a great list. I
Yeah,
also
that's a pretty good
have
list.
a shout out to NA beer, non-alcoholic
Yes.
beer,
So
because I
good.
think we talk a lot about cocktails and mocktails, but actually people like there's something about the ritual of drinking a beer, like just like having a cold can of something, you know, at a live music event or at a something, at a party, whatever.
Yep.
And I do think that NA beer hits the spot differently than a mocktail.
It also tastes like beer. Like
It tastes like
it's
beer.
delish
Yeah.
if you like beer. I know, Nikki, I don't think you like beer, right?
No,
Yeah.
no, I don't like beer.
Yeah, this is not for our non-beer drinkers in the house. So there are quite a few local places here in Austin that carry athletic non-alcoholic beer, and that is probably the most beloved that I've seen. They have options. Are you a fan, Alyssa?
They have like the pale ale non-alcoholic. They have a Pilsner non-alcoholic. They're really good. I also have to shout out Guinness also has a non-alcoholic Guinness, and it is amazing. It tastes just like a Guinness. It is like
Okay, I have to tell Nicole about this.
primo
Yeah.
non-alcoholic beer.
However, I was somewhere that only had Michelob Ultra non-alcoholic, and I was like,
No.
what are we holding on to then? What is
God.
the taste? But
It's like soda water with the flavor of beer. But weird.
and then, I know it's gross. And then they're also like Austin Beer Works, which is local. They have their own brand of that's called Hop Water. You see that at some other breweries, which I just don't think that's a
Okay.
good name, honestly.
That stuff is nasty. Now, I don't know about any of the rest of it, but I have had hop water, and that is disgusting.
Yeah,
It is
Was it
disgusting.
just like
It's not just because I
tea
don't
or-
like beer.
Uh-huh.
It looks like just water, just water.
Yeah.
And then you drink it, and it tastes like vaguely like beer. I don't like it.
It's like the glass has been like rinsed in beer or something. It's had a beer bath.
That would technically have alcohol in it. Yeah.
It has
Right?
the essence of beer.
The essence of beer.
Of
That
beer.
is
We
so
don't need
interesting.
alcohol.
That's my suggestion. If you are still on the full dry January train, power to you. Maybe try the NA beers just to mix something up, you know, for the last
Usually
little
cheaper too
fall.
than a
Yeah.
cocktail.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, you know, speaking of which, where y'all gonna go this weekend to try to find some of these mocktails?
Oh,
I'm curious
hey.
because you have some time on Friday, maybe to if you wanted to get out to this city. You
Yes.
can brave the cold if you want to. But what y'all getting into this weekend? I'm curious.
Well, there's a performance at the Rollins Studio Theater at the Long Center. It is this photographer whose name is Tamir Khalifa. He's putting on this like multimedia show. Have you seen something about this, Nikki? It's been kind of all over the place this week.
Yeah. I've seen a lot about this.
And so he's a really great
He's brilliant.
photographer and
He's brilliant.
like a lot of, you know, hard news kind of events. And he became really well known for his work after the massacre at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde. And he really integrated himself with the community there and like spent a lot of time getting to know these families and photographing them in their journey, their recovery, their fights, you know, in Congress and at the Capitol and all over the place, and just kind of how they've been recovering. And so it's going to be heavy. But he's also a musician. He used to play in this Austin-based band called Mother Falcon.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
He was a Mother Falcon?
he was in Mother Falcon. Hmm.
Also,
What?
for people who are maybe my age, he also owned Skanky Possum, which is a house that a lot of bands would play at when I was in
What?
college. Mother Falcon included.
How did I not know this? Oh my God.
Yeah. He's a community builder.
He
feel
sure
like.
is. Yes. He's well
yeah.
known in the music world.
Mm-hmm. And so he's like playing guitar and singing and performing music that he wrote at this show, as well as like showing his photos in a multimedia kind of way. So that's happening tonight. There's still tickets that start at $36, and it's in the news still this week. This is not a story that like has moved away. I don't know if y'all saw this, but there was a trial for this former school police officer, Adrian Gonzalez. He was facing 29 counts of abandoning or endangering children for the kids who died and 10 who survived. And he was found not guilty. So it's like, I'm sure it's going to be a hard time for those families and for this to all like converge. I know, I was kind of surprised. But timely and important. And then I'm going to top that off with a little Marty Supreme movie watching. I really want to go see this movie. It's playing at the Draft House. You saw it? Was it good?
Yes. I mean, I thought it was great, but I don't want to give it away. So,
Nikki, did you see it?
I have no comment about that movie at this time. I want to wait till everybody to see it, and then I want us to talk about it.
Okay, great. All right. Well, I'll do my homework this weekend because I also want to go to the Draft House before they transition to this app ordering situation. So that's my weekend plan. What about y'all?
That's a good little amount of weekend plans, Eva Ruth. I love this. I love this for you. Listen, what you got going on?
Yeah, well, I had a whole lot of plans for this weekend. My friend is coming into town. And unfortunately, we had to cancel all of them. We were going to like have a night out on Saturday night.
Damn.
It's really sad. So we're going to do like a sleepover big palette party with some friends coming to my house. But on Sunday, since it does seem like it might be not so bad, she really wants to go to the giant spider sculpture in Mueller. Have you guys been to that?
Yeah. It's cool.
I've never been. So we might venture.
Playing some other stuff because it's no shade, but playing some other stuff because it's really not that much to see.
Yep.
It's like there it is.
We might go to the giant troll too in Peace Park.
Okay.
May just do a sculpture tour.
Have a tour of our large sculptures.
Large beasts. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Because the spider's like, yep.
Well, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah. Those are my wimpy plans for this very frigid weekend.
Listen, it's cold. I am actually not going to be here this weekend. So, but I have two things that if I was here this weekend, this is what I would be doing. And y'all, I'm like the tides. I don't change. So first of all, it's just gonna be shenanigans and markets. So at Hotel Vegas in the Volstead, they're having the 4th annual Abortion Access Benefit Series happening at Hotel Vegas from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. There's going to be bands all night. Gummy Fang, Important Group, Holy Wave, Twilight, just bunch of groups inside the hotel, inside Hotel Vegas and on the patio. And all of it is benefiting abortion access. And so that is where I would be. It's like,
nice.
Yeah, and it's happening all over the country. This is just Austin's stop. Also, something happening cool is Bookwoman's 50th birthday bash with Girls in the Nose and more happening at Cheer Up Charlie's. $10 cover charge, 50-year birthday for freaking Bookwoman. I mean, come on now, 50 years.
That's great.
50 years. Shout out to
Austin.
Bookwoman.
Yes.
Yeah, like shout out to Bookwoman for just being a real one.
Fighting the big boxes one day at a time.
Yeah,
way to go.
Supporting
Keeping
women.
it local.
Yeah,
yep.
Exactly. And they say, I love this. They're like featuring live music, history, and queer feminist joy. So that's a Cheer Up tomorrow. Starts at 8 p.m. tomorrow, $10. You can't beat that. And then lastly, the Queer Flea Market 2026 at the Little Gay Shop is happening 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Y'all know I love a market. Every time I go to those markets that the Little Gay Shop has, I always get something. It's always good. 11 a.m. to 4, free and open to all. So that's it.
whatever your weekend plans are, just make sure you check social media, because things might be opened, closed, last minute kind of thing because of the weather. So don't be dumb.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Before we go, y'all, we have an event coming up with special perks for our CityCast Austin neighbors. Woohoo! Y'all, this event is cute. I'm really excited about this. It's our first event of the year. So save the date. It's going to happen February 12th. It is a Thursday. So save that date.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have trivia. Trivia hosted by me. Trivia. We're going to see who loves Austin the most. And Eva Ruth has dubbed me Quizmaster. I don't know how I feel about that, but I will be the Quizmaster.
I put question marks after.
She did put a question mark.
Is that better?
I kind of like Quizmaster. I'll come up with something ridiculous and probably wear a crown. This will be our first member event of the year, so we are all very excited. The night is going to be at Stargazer Coffee and Cocktails. And y'all, this place is so freaking cute. I have been working there during the day a couple of times. A month. I love it there. It's on Springdale Road. So please just save that date. It's our next membership event. And if you are not a member yet, girl, they, them, him, what are y'all waiting on? Become our member. We got all these cute perks and these cute, parties, and you get to do stuff with us. So go to membership.citycast.fm and become a CityCast neighbor today, y'all.
Yay.
Listen, Eva Ruth, the time has come to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much for being on today.
Ta-ta for now.
Be safe this weekend, everyone.
Yeah, shout out to Avery Tomasco for joining us and giving us his wisdom and knowledge. We love Avery. Shout out.
Follow him.
Follow him.
Mm-hmm.
He's also very funny, just in general. So just follow him because he's funny.
His Facebook posts are incredible for those of you who don't, who still use Facebook for one and for two.
Oh my God. Bye, Lisa. Bye, Ruth.
Bye.
Bye.
That's all for today here on CityCast Austin. Our executive producer is Eva Ruth Noravec. Our producers this week are Matthew Rogers, Adrian Gonzalez, and Alyssa Castles. And I am your host, Nikki Devon. Our Hey Austin newsletter editors this week are Natalia Aldana and Kelsey Bradshaw. And music is by Nelson Valente Aguilar of Como Las Movies, with additional music by Alva Kimonos and Sarah the Instrumentalist, courtesy of epidemicsounds.com. If you enjoyed the show, tell your friends. Tell the friend that you think is going to be bundled up like a prepper this weekend. Tell them about CityCast. Rate our show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Austin newsletter. We will be back Monday morning with more news from around the city. Bye, y'all.